Today I was talking to my friend Jenny. Jenny had been dating her boyfriend Tom for about 2 years, and she mentioned to me that she thought the relationship was stuck, like it wasn't moving forward at all. So she expressed her concern that Tom didn't want to introduce her to family. Tom didn't bring her to special events. And Tom didn't seem to want to come to any of her special events. Even when her sister got married, he didn't go to the wedding. He mentioned that he was busy, always has an excuse for everything. The other thing, too, is she and Tom still have separate apartments. He won't let her sleep over his house. And whenever he's not at home, she can't stay there. He won't even let her leave a few items over there, so it's easy for her because she does spend the night with him very often. But in the morning when he gets up for work, she has to get up and leave. He won't leave her there even if she's exhausted. So she was just kind of concerned about, how do you know when a guy doesn't want to move to the next level of relationship with you? How do you know when a guy is just stringing you along, wasting your time? How do we know when it's time to throw in the towel, when we've reached the end of the relationship? So, just to help her out, I figured I'll make this video for everyone. So, here are my signs for when a guy is not really into you. So, number one, he wants to take things extra slowly. And this means that he is going to take his time on introducing you to friends, to family. He's going to take his time in moving in with you. He's not going to propose to you. He's not going to find out your goals for the future because you are not in his goals for the future, as sad as that is. And he won't really try to get to know you for who you are. He's just going to be putting the brakes on things, keeping it as it is. If you mention to him that you would like the relationship to move along, he's gonna give you all the reasons why it's perfect the way it is, or he'll start an argument with you to shut you down and shut you up. So these guys, though they want to take the relationship extra slow, they usually want to rush into things like sex. So they want to take everything else slow, such as, getting to really know each other, moving into with each other, and bringing the relationship to the next level. But when it comes to sex, they want to rush right into that and keep rushing into that part of it. They'll even have you cook, clean, play girlfriend or wife to them, but they won't commit to you in any other way than that. So I mentioned to her that if her man is taking things extra slow, that's always a warning sign that he does not want to move forward with the relationship or move it to the next level. There's always an exception to this because some guys they just have cold feet. But usually when a man wants you and he wants to make sure that no one else has you, he is going to move things along. He is going to move along the relationship. But if he still has questions about you, whether he's not sure if you're the right one or he thinks he can do better, anything like that, he's going to put the brakes on while he looks around to see what else is out there. So don't get caught in that trap. As women, we tend to want to move things along if we really like a guy. And sometimes when they put the brakes on, we'll even stick around with them, thinking that being by their side, they'll realize how great we are, and one day they'll fall in love, and that doesn't happen very often. The second thing he'll do is he doesn't introduce you to family at all. The reason for this is obviously, if he introduces you to his family members, it usually means that he wants you to get to know the important people in his life and want you to be an important person in his life. And usually if a guy does not introduce you to family within the first year or two of dating you, usually means that he's not going to be taking the relationship to the next level with you, or he has some concerns about you and whether you're the right woman for him or anything like that. So if you've been dating a guy a while, I'm saying 6 months or longer, and he won't introduce you to any family member at all, then this is a warning sign. If he only introduces you to like male cousins or his brothers, but won't introduce you to his mom and anyone else, that means that he's just going to keep you as a girlfriend and he doesn't see the relationship moving along. If you've been with a guy for 2 years and you don't know his family, then sis, it's time to start thinking about moving on, because he's not into you, not the way you want him to be. The third sign is he doesn't invite you to special events or occasion. Obviously, if he does not see you as the type of woman he wants to have on his arm at special occasions, this could also mean that he's not that into you, or he feels that you're not up to certain standards. Maybe he's embarrassed of you, or he just once again does not want the significant people in his life to know who you are, because he has no plans on having a future with you. So this is a sign. Next reason, he doesn't want to take the relationship to the next level. So this means that you guys been dating, hanging out, but for 2 years, but he will not move in with you. He will not give you a key to his apartment. He will not let you stay at his apartment when he's not there. Anything like that. You've been together for 2 years and he's not committed to you. He's still out there dating, or he won't propose to you. You've been with the man for 5 years, no engagement, 10 years, no engagement, and you guys don't live together, and he's just stringing you along. So he's not taking the relationship to the next level in any aspect at all. So he's not moving in with you. He doesn't want to engage you or marry you or commit to you at all. Then you know he's not that into you. He's just keeping you around. You're a placeholder until the woman of his dreams come by, and then he probably will dump you brutally as well. So be careful. Fifth sign that he's not into you. He doesn't introduce you to his female friends. This one is very tricky. Sometimes a guy has female friends and he won't introduce the lady in his life to any of them, because they're not really female friends. They're women that he's been with physically in the past, women that he's trying to pursue, or he has some kind of feelings towards these women that are not solely platonic. So he will not introduce the woman in his life to them. The other thing could be is a lot of guys, when they have real female friends who they're not sleeping with, these female friends take on kind of a motherly or sisterly role in their life. So they're gonna be very careful which woman they bring around these motherly, sisterly figures, because these women will judge the significant woman in their life, or they just want to make sure that before they introduce any woman to these motherly women in his life, that she is the one he actually likes. He actually thinks highly of her. He actually wants a future with her. So I hope that wasn't confusing, but just remember, if a guy has a lot of female friends and they're just platonic, there's no sexual relationship going on, and he won't introduce you to her, maybe he's embarrassed of you. He doesn't feel like you're good enough for him, like you're up to his standard or what the standard that his friends have for him. Or he's stringing you along. He doesn't want you once again to meet the important people in his life, because he has no real future planned for you. You are a placeholder, my dear. Okay, number 6. He doesn't care about your feelings. So once again, if a guy doesn't care at all about your feelings, meaning he'll talk to you any type of way, he will yell at you, he'll call you names, he will not talk to you for days, he'll ignore your phone calls, he'll ignore your text messages, he's not taking things to the next level with you in the relationship, and he knows, of course, that's going to hurt your feelings. Anything that disregards your feelings, then you know he doesn't care enough about you. And maybe he you're not his queen in his head. Because when a guy meets the woman that he perceives to be his queen, he is going to treat her a certain way to make sure that she stays with him. Okay? And usually in the beginning of a relationship, early on, the early years, he's going to have her on a pedestal. He's going to make sure that she's okay, that she's comfortable, that she knows that he wants her, that he sees her as his woman, his queen. He's going to do everything to make sure that woman sees herself that way, because he's afraid that someone else is going to snatch her up. But when a guy doesn't care at all about your feelings, he'll yell at you, he'll hurt you, and he doesn't care that you're out there and you could meet another man, then he's not really into you, right? It's common sense at this point. Number 7, you can't stay the night at his house. So he'll invite you over for date night, Netflix and chill, or he'll take you out to dinner, take you back to his place and sleep with you, hook up with you, and then he kicks you out at the end of the night. You can't sleep at his house. This is obvious. If a man is treating you like a prostitute, remember when men pick up prostitutes on the corner, they take them back to their place, they do what they do with them, and then they kick them out the house. No man wants a prostitute to stay over, right? No prostitute's going to be sleeping the night, only on certain circumstances. But usually a prostitute's there for the deed. She's there to have sex, and within an hour or so of the deed, or minutes of the deed, the man is putting her out of the house. So if your man is treating you like this, he's inviting you over, he's sleeping with you, and then you gotta go, even if he cuddles with you for 2 hours but you can't sleep the night, then girlfriend, I don't have to tell you, he's not into you. You're not his girlfriend, first of all. He doesn't care about you or your feelings, because most women get attached after sex and they want to stick around, they want to be cuddled, they want to be close to their men, right? And if a guy is just sleeping with you and kicking you out, he's not into you. And women, don't think that you can take on the role of just jumping into a man's bed and leaving with nothing, and oh, I'm fine, I'm a modern day woman, I can do that. No, you cannot. We're not built that way. And unless you're getting cash in return for your exchange, then you're gonna leave feeling disrespected, shorthanded, feeling like you got the shorter end of the stick, which is what you did get. So once again, a man's kicking you out after spending the night with you, having sex with you, then he's not into you. Number 8, you can't stop by his house unannounced, meaning he's home with his friends, you guys didn't make plans, but you're in the neighborhood and you just stop by. If a man has a problem with your stopping by his house without without previous notice, then that's gonna tell you that he might be still dating other women. He doesn't see you as girlfriend. Once again, you have to be put on a schedule. He's not at the next level of the relationship with you, where you could feel free, you're part of his life, you can stop in anytime. So this is a red flag. If you can't stop by your man's house unannounced, then he could be A, still dating other women, B, has something to hide from you, or C, just wants to keep you in your place, keep you knowing that, listen, the relationship is not as serious as you think it is, so stay in your place. A lot of times when men have these rules, they want to keep you in your place, and they don't want you to feel like you have any more kind of freedom in the relationship or control over the relationship than they actually want you to have. So number 9, you can't leave items at his house. This one is similar to the last one. If you can't leave anything at his house, then he could be dating other women still, or he just wants to keep you in your place. He wants you to know, listen, you are not wifey, you're just some girl I'm banging or dating or sleeping with. He wants you to know that you're not his wife, you're not his serious girlfriend. He wants to keep you in your role as just hookup chick, or sort of girlfriend, but not really, chick with benefits, but not a serious relationship or a serious girlfriend type. So look out for that. Number 10, you don't have a key to his house. You don't have any keys to his house. You can't get in unless he's there to let you in. And I'm talking about if you've been This entire list, ladies, is for a woman who's been with a man 6 months or longer. If you just met a man yesterday, no, you're not going to have keys to his house. No, you maybe can't stay over, all those things. But if you've been with the man for 6 months or longer and he's treating you this way, then pay attention. So you don't have keys to his house. You can't get in when he's not there, especially if you've been in for, I would say, 2 years, a year to 2 years, and you still don't have keys to his house. Then obviously you're not a serious girlfriend. You're just the chick that he's hooking up with, the placeholder, all those things, because he is not letting you into his world and he's keeping control of your access to his world, to his home. So pay attention to that. Number 11, he doesn't want to meet or spend time with your friends or family. If you are with a man and he does not have any interest at all in spending time with your friends, your family, the important people in your life, it's a huge red flag. If he refuses to meet your mom, your dad, your friends, anyone at all, then you know he doesn't want to really be in your life that way. He wants to just keep you around to have fun with you. But once again, that means that he's not trying to take the relationship to the next level with you. So be careful of that. It is a red flag. Don't get stuck in this trap. Also, sometimes a man, when he knows that his intentions with you are not pure, he will not want to meet any of your family members because he feels a guilt. If a man knows that he's playing you left and right, that he's just using you for convenience, he might not want to meet your family because he's afraid that they're going to see right through him, that they're going to be able to objectively see that he wants nothing to do with you beyond just a casual relationship. So, number 12. He won't go out of his way for you. So let's say your car breaks down, you get a flat tire, you need him to come pick you up, you need him to go to the store for you, you need him to give you some cash because you have a bill that's late, you need him to do anything for you, any kind of favor, he won't do it. This means that he doesn't really care about your well-being. He doesn't see you as the type of woman that he's minimal effort. This is exactly what a minimal effort relationship is. Like, if a man wants all the benefits of you but will not go out of his way for you, will not put in any effort for you, then he's not that into you. Once again. Moving on. You can't go through his phone. You can't use his phone. You can't unlock his phone. Anything with his phone. You can't touch his phone. This usually means that he is hiding something. He has conversations on the phone that he doesn't want you to see. He has females calling him still. He's hiding a drug habit, whatever it may be. It means that he has something to hide, or once again, he's keeping you in your place by not allowing you access to his phone. This is another way to shut you off from some parts of his world and keep you in your place. So pay attention to this. He's showing you you're not wifey. You are the chick I'm hooking up with until I meet wifey. Know your place. So there you go. Next reason for number 14, a next sign that your man is not into you. He doesn't make plans for the future with you. He's not trying to find out about your 1-year goal, your 2 years, your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal. He's not trying to figure out where you would like to live, what you do in retirement, what your career goal is, blah, blah, blah. He does not want to know about your plans for the future, or if he wants to know your plans, he doesn't include himself in it. He's not making any long-term plans with you or goals such as purchasing a house, moving in, getting married, having children, all the big signs, all the big things that people do in life. He's not doing those things with you. That means that he is not into you once again. It sucks, I know. We've all been in relationships like this, by the way. I've been in relationships where the person wasn't into me, I wasn't their cup of tea, and they were stringing me along, and I had to figure out for myself the signs, as well as from females, from books, from studying. I figured out the signs that were there all along that I ignored. So, the other thing is, he doesn't care about your finances. So, number 15, he doesn't care about your finances. He is just having fun with you. He doesn't know whether you can pay your bills or not, nor does he care. He doesn't care if you have food, if you need anything. He never checks with you to see if you're okay financially. This is a huge sign. If your man is poor, he doesn't have a job, anything like that, and he's not checking with you about your finances, then it could just mean that he's embarrassed that he can't help you out, so he's not bringing up the subject because he's embarrassed. But if he's doing well for himself, or he's doing okay, he can manage, but he never checks in with you to see how you're doing financially, then he's not that into you. Because if he had a woman that he truly cared about, then he would be checking with her to make sure she's okay. Period. You have someone you care about. Think about this. You have a best friend, you have a sibling, a sister, a brother that you care about. Every now and then you're going to check in with that person to see if they're okay financially. How you doing? You doing all right? Right? This is only normal. So, if he's not doing that with you, then he doesn't care. He doesn't care, girl. He doesn't care. Number 16, he breaks up with you often. This one is obvious. If your man is okay with just dumping you as he pleases, breaking up with you over small things, anything, any little argument, or he's tired of you mistreating you, then he doesn't care to have you around. He doesn't care if someone else scoops you up. He doesn't value you as someone he needs to hold on. He's willing to risk the relationship by dumping you. Then he doesn't care. He's not into you. So that's another obvious one. Number 17, you never feel like you're good enough for him. This one is huge. It's a huge sign. We are usually gonna feel on the inside based on how someone treats us. If your man doesn't make you feel secure in a relationship or feel like you're good enough as a partner for him, then he's showing you signs that he doesn't believe that you're good enough for him. And hello, that means he's not into you, right? So if your man is constantly criticizing you, complaining about things you do, he doesn't like your personality, he doesn't like the way you do certain things, he's just picking on anything about you and criticizing it, then you're not the woman for him. You're not his mate. You're not his ideal mate. And he knows it. So he's frustrated and he'll point out those things that he dislikes. And I'm not saying that every relationship is perfect and that your partner will never have things that about you that they don't like, but usually it's not everything. They're not, and they'll deal with it. They won't point it out. So if your man is constantly criticizing everything, your weight, the way you speak, the way you look, the way you think, the way you act, the way you cook, the way you clean, I mean everything, that means he doesn't really like you. You're a placeholder. He feels that he can do better, that there's better out there, that other women are above you in his eyes. So just take it for what it is and see that he's not into you. He doesn't like you. He's just using you. It is what it is. Number 18, he doesn't want to get to know the real you. So a lot of guys will have an image of who they feel like they should be with in their head, and sometimes they try to force their partner to conform with that image of who they feel she should be. And they won't want to get to know her. They don't want to know the human side of her, the real her. They just want her to fit into a mold of that they created of what a woman should be like. So if he doesn't want to know about your past, your struggles, what you've been through, what your family life was like, who you really are as a person, your likes and dislikes, anything like that, that means he doesn't want to get to know the real you, and that he's hiding from that, and he doesn't really want you the way you are. He wants you to be something you're not, or he doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't care about you. So there you go. Number 19, he only wants you for sex. This one is obvious, ladies. You know when a man only wants you for sex. Usually if a man only wants you for sex, then he's not doing any of the above, right? He's not trying to get to know you. He's not trying to take you around friends or family. Usually these types of guys, they'll only take you around their male friends because they're bragging that they're banging you anywhere, sleeping with you. So they'll bring you around male friends, but they're not bringing you around female friends. They're not taking you around their mother, their father, family. They're not doing any of the above. Anything we discussed so far, they're not doing it with you. They're only bringing you over for sex and kicking you out, or allowing you limited access to their world. So if a man is only doing that with you, run. Don't stay with a man who's treating you like this. Treating you like a prostitute and not even paying you. That's disrespect. Run. Number 20, and the final one. We're at the end of the list. He doesn't spend quality time with you. This is like what we've been talking about all along. If he only brings you over for sex, once again, he doesn't want to hang out with you and cuddle and have long conversations and just be around you, then he's not into you. If every time he sees you there's an agenda such as, oh, I'm just bored, I want someone to hang out with, or I'm just looking for sex, or I'm just lonely, once again, then you know that he's not into getting to know the real woman, who you are, what you want, what your dreams are like. He's not into building a family with you. He's not into doing anything like this with you. So ladies, if you find yourself in a relationship with a man and you feel that the relationship is stagnant, it's not going anywhere, then take a look at what's going on. If you see that your man is doing or behaving like most of the items I went over earlier, then he's not into you, and you really need to make some serious relationship decisions, such as, are you going to continue to be in the relationship with this man though he is behaving this way? Are you going to continue to waste your time with a person who doesn't see you as wifey? Then you have to really make some painful decisions. It's not easy. It's a very difficult decision to end a relationship because you don't see it going anywhere. And usually if you stick around with a man who's doing all these things to you, he's mistreating you, he doesn't want to get to know you, he's not spending time with you, and you stick around with him, and 2 years go by, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, then usually if the man does move the relationship to the next level, it's out of pity, it's out of obligation, it's not out of love. And usually those relationships are going to be very miserable. So he is going to mistreat you if he feels like he can do better than you. Usually a man has to put you on a damn pedestal. Let's be real. He has to love you a little bit more than you love him. He has to have you on a pedestal to treat you kindly and treat you with respect. You have to be his queen in his eyes. If a man feels like he has better out there, he's going to reflect it in the way he treats you. Yes, more than not, or more often than not, he is going to show you that he doesn't feel like you are the best thing that he can have. So you don't want to be with a man who just chose you because you've been there all along, that you've been, oh, she's been here the whole time, I might as well marry her now, because he's going to mistreat you. So if a man is displaying any of these things after 6 months, a year, 2 years in a relationship, he's still behaving as if you guys just met, he's just courting you, then, like I said before, you have to make the difficult decision to love yourself more than you love someone else. Take care.